What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric, and today I'm going to make a sample Bon Jovi set list. A lot of people have asked me, what's your dream Bon Jovi set list? And of course, there are different ways to approach that. I could just put out my personal set list that I would love to hear, but it's not really the best set list. I'm going to pick a bunch of rarities and a bunch of songs that I'd love to hear live, but it's not necessarily the best idea because I want the rest of the fans in the arena also to have a good time. You got to please the casuals who only know the hits, so it has to be hit heavy. And I don't think it was hit heavy enough, as a matter of fact, in that recent tour that they just finished in April. I think that there was way too many new songs and stuff like that. And while we appreciate our hardcores, we appreciate some of the rare songs, really, you can only control what you can control. And if your voice is struggling, well, at least you can control the set list and try to please the fans with some more big hits. And there were a lot of big hits that were never touched during that tour. That's their choice. I'm just saying, I think you have to do what you can if you can't do what you do, and put some good songs that everybody knows to at least try to compensate a little bit more for the vocal struggles. So I'm not going to put a set list like that I think I just selfishly would love to hear. Besides, right now you have to take another thing into consideration, which, as I just mentioned, you could also throw a set list just with a bunch of hits and just the most bomb Bon Jovi show you could think of, and throw some big rare hits, rare songs that are fan favorites that they don't play very often in there, songs from these days, maybe some songs from Bounce, and just find some really awesome stuff. Dry County obviously would have to be in there and all that. But then again, you look at that set list, you're like, wait a minute. Can John handle this set list? I don't know. I don't think so. That's going to just destroy his voice more than it already is, and it's not going to be a great show because he's going to struggle too much, and that's not a good idea either. So you have the third approach, which I'm going to take, which is a realistic set list that I would actually have recommended to them during that month of April while they were touring, and a set list I think would have gone over really well. Obviously, they couldn't just do it in the middle of the tour because it's something you have to rehearse and be ready for, but this would have been what I would have recommended, something like this, as you're preparing for the 2022 tour. So to open the show, there's one song that I think that John could actually sing the verses pretty well if he stays in the low register. It's actually how the song starts. And I think it would be just a treat for, if they busted out with this song, just an absolute treat for all the hardcore fans and a lot of the, casuals who are some of the more hardcore casuals, and that kind of, who know a lot of their songs, especially from the 80s and 90s, would actually know this as well, because they probably bought Keep the Faith, the album, in the early 90s, and they probably know the song because it was the first song in the album. I think it'd be a great opener, and that's I Believe, because I Believe is a song that starts out with a very recognizable riff, and it's a great opener. I feel like, as everything builds and the lights and all that, the introductory show, you go, the guitar starts to come in. Remember, we're a whole step flat too. I mean, this is going to be very easy for John. Even John can handle these verses the way it starts. But the song will come in. And then it'll come in with that recognizable riff with the guitar. However it goes, something like that. That's going to be sounding awesome. And then John comes in, all I know is what I've been sold. You read my life like a fortune told. So everyone's going to just freak right there. And yeah, okay, the song does get higher, but the rest of the guys got to help you. You got to arrange it in a way that maybe John can sing that lower part. I know he's supposed to be the lead vocalist, and he can try to sing what he can. But I think they can make an arrangement for that song that would be just killer and just a great way to open the show and not be too hard on John's voice. I got I Believe to open the show as a great opener. And then after that, you're going to the, you finish the song and, something like, shot through the, then you hit the big hit, and now everyone freaks out. You give love a bad name. And I think that's just a kick-ass way to open the show. A little bit better than Limitless and Radio, which, I was pleased with when I first saw it. But again, a hardcore, I love those deep cuts. But you really got to knock people off their feet right here when you open this show. You don't want to start with songs that not everyone knows. You're kind of taking the steam out of everything, and you can't even sing the songs well, so they're going to focus more on that because they don't even know the songs. They can't sing along. So now we have You Give Love a Bad Name. After this, I think you want to keep the energy going right away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Na 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 na. Now, again, a song that almost every Bon Jovi fan knows and loves, "Born to Be My Baby," one that they've been playing. So I think this is just a solid way to start the show, and that John can sing these songs, and they can arrange them in a way that it just be a kick-ass way to open the show. A lot better than they did, in my opinion. Now he could take a moment to talk to the fans a little bit and do his little speech. It's been a long time since I could say, "Good evening, Austin, Texas," and all that. And I think he should introduce here, we just put out a new album. Everyone's going to go crazy. It's called 2020, even though it's not 2020 anymore. Make a little joke, whatever. I don't care. Do a little speech. And here he introduces, you might have heard it on the radio. This is our new single. It's called Limitless. And now you play Limitless. You introduce it. And people are into it, and they are going to understand, okay, we don't know the song because he just told us it's a new one. And then he can take a moment if he wants to, or just go right into it. But if he's been talking about Ukraine and all that, but now it's time for another big one, "It's My Life." And then I think just right here, these first songs, everyone's going to be just really enjoying this show right here. Even given the state of his voice, they've kicked ass. They've played big songs. They introduced a new song. And I think this is just a fantastic way to start the show, in my opinion. Now, after this here, I think that they should get ready to go into that acoustic set. I think that was a nice touch. So we're going to go into an acoustic set. But before that, we want to rock one. A nice, long, 7-8 minutes, something just kick everyone's ass right here. And one that they've been actually playing pretty well. And John is singing okay comparatively, and that is "Keep the Faith." And I love they brought the new guitar notes back to the beginning. So we're gonna play it here. Sorry, we're out of tune a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Then we come in, and that's just going to be awesome. And you hit that with that long guitar solo at the end. The band is going to freaking kick ass right here. And just like they've been doing pretty much. I'm not saying they haven't for this song, but "Keep the Faith." And now we jump into the acoustic set, okay? We're jumping into the acoustic set right here. So that's just a great way to kick off the show. Things are going to slow down a little bit, but want to start the acoustic set with something familiar, something people love, and something they haven't played the entire show. And that's one of their ballads, one of their big ballads, "Bed of Roses," or if not, at least "Always." I think, if they don't want to play them both, which they could easily probably should do, but let's just say they haven't been playing either, so I'll be happy one or the other. And, you don't have to hit the crazy high notes. Remember, we're a half step flat. So you're playing "Always," And I will love you, baby, always, and I'll be there forever. That's it. That's it. I know he can do it. Same with "Bed of Roses." I know he can sing them. The acoustic version. Bring those songs. People are going to love it. People are going to be like, yeah, they're going to sing along. They're going to freaking be into it. And then I know that I said I'd rather hear the full version of "We Don't Run," but it was a nice touch here. I think this is where you mentioned Ukraine, not maybe, but "It's My Life." This makes more sense because it does really match the situation. And it has grown on me the more I've listened to that acoustic version of "We Don't Run." It's pretty damn cool. And it's better than not having it at all, which is what they did after they took it out. So let's stick with "We Don't Run" in the acoustic set. And then "Someday I'll Be Saturday Night," and he was singing the chorus an octave down, and it was sounding okay. He was able to get through it. Now for the last song of the acoustic set, if there's only 4, they can make it 5, whatever. This is just a sample. But play a rarity. Switch it up every night. Not maybe every single night, but have 3 or 4 songs that'll rotate through there. Some rare songs that can sing. Some songs in a lower key. Obviously, "Lie to Me," I was thinking of. Like, "If you don't love me, lie to me." I know he can do that. He doesn't have to go to the high parts that come later in that song. Just stick to the way it is. A nice version. Bust out "Silent Night." You remember that from 7800? Dude, people would freak. That'd be awesome. Maybe "Living in Sin" would be a nice touch. Just have some songs that'll rotate through there. Or even a newer like "The Fighter." The Fifther. Yeah, the Fifther. No, the Fifth Getter. Even worse. No, "The Fighter." The Fighter. That song? You guys remember that one? If I remember. That would be so cool. I should write down these words closeness, I lose them. You know, I can't remember all, but something like that. That'd be really nice. I love that song from What About Now. Okay, so after the fighter, this is a good time right here to come back in. Okay, we got to give John throw John a bone, one of his favorites. Say Sleep When I'm Dead. You want to play like Lost Highway right here? This is the time for it right here. Coming right out of the acoustic set. Tico, give me the beat. Or hit the Lost Highway. You could play Whole Lot of Leaving. You know, a Whole Lot of Leaving going on. One of those, one of John's, you know, signature songs that's in every set list. Something he can sing, something he'd enjoy. Sleep When I'm Dead is what I would pick. And then right here, maybe you introduce Phil X or, you know, or one of the guys, but I'll say you introduce Phil X, say, ladies and gentlemen, on the guitar, going to sing this next song. Phil X, whatever. John can pick up an acoustic guitar, but I think something that can rock, something hard, something maybe a bit of a rarity here that Phil X is going to rock out. I'm thinking of like Homebound Train as an example. Just kick ass. Maybe Damned, if you guys remember that song from these days. Something a little more rare right here. Even go back to 7800. Hardest Part Is the Night, or something else from 7800, and just freaking kill it right here. That'd be cool. And let Phil X sing one. I'll put in here Phil X. Phil X on vocals right there. Okay. Then we have, I think, got to have another hit from New Jersey, Bad Medicine, or Lay Your Hands, and maybe right here, Bradley can sing. They'll just jump into this song, and Bradley will sing the vocals on this one because he's done Bad Medicine. He does a fine job. He sounds good on it. Meanwhile, John, again, taking a break or whatever, or playing acoustic or something. I don't know if there's an acoustic guitar on those songs, so maybe he's just taking a little break here. Taking a little break. Let voice rest his voice, and he comes back out with none other than how cool would that be? How cool would that be? So there's a little break while the other guys sing, and then while, you know, people are wondering, you know, when's John coming back, he comes back right here. Maybe not right away. He doesn't run out there. David's going to be pumping the keys. The guitar riff for Runaway comes in, and then John runs out there right ready to sing the vocals, you know. And I know it's going to be, you know, tougher. It's a whole step flat. I think he could sing this song. He's going to have help. They're going to need to figure it out. But you got to play Runaway. Let's just be honest. This would be a good moment for it. Now maybe another chance to play another newer song. Remember, there's the rarities, there's the big hits, you need a lot, and there's the newer songs. So right here, I think you play like Blood in the Water, something like that. You could play Beautiful Drug, which is what they've been playing. Play a newer song. Or you can play even a semi-new song, maybe not brand new. Do something like Roller Coaster or something like that from the previous album, This House Is Not For Sale, or This House Is Not For Sale itself. So a relatively new song here. Right there after Runaway, you played Runaway, the first song. Now you play a little bit of a newer song. And there's a song that they haven't played this tour. I think that John could maybe sing another ballad that people do know. It's a semi-hit here, Make a Memory from, and I really love that song, from Lost Highway. I think they should have played that song during the tour. It seems like it's one of the easier ballads to sing, much easier than Bed of Roses or Always, which I have put in the acoustic set. And now another older song, fan favorite, kind of semi-hit, but also a semi-deep cut. Something here that people would love. Blood on Blood is an example. These days, an example. I know that these are tougher to sing for him. Obviously, this would be where you'd put the Dry County, or you just reach into another rarity that John can sing. You know, and I say rarity, you know, even though these are pretty big hits, you know, put like fan favorite, rarity. You know, rarity, and as in rarity in the set list. Okay. So obviously these songs were not played at all and haven't heard them for a while. So something like that right here, that John can handle. If he's having a good day, sing one of these, or let someone else sing one. Let someone else take one. I don't know if John Shanks can sing or what. You want to give him a song? Obviously Tico's voice probably not going to work on these. If you guys have heard Tico sing, but or let David Bryan sing one. I don't know. You figure that out. But I think right here, you gotta play something. Just kicks ass that people are just gonna freak out over. So that would be a good spot for that. Then okay, we're getting towards the end here. I think now here's a spot for like your Born to Follow that they love to play. Which I love that song, don't get me wrong. You could play here, Have a Nice Day, but John's really struggled with singing that one, so I don't think it's one you should play every day. Maybe you bust out with Every Day. This is for like a semi-new 2000s hit song, Because We Can, from What About Now. You have some options there. Now we're getting towards the end of the show. Now it's time to do Living on a Prayer. I think that this show's been long enough. We're 19 songs in. This is a full set list right here. Living on a Prayer is like a really good closer before the encore. Then the encore comes, of course. The encore happens. And I think for the first encore, In These Arms, and you let David Bryan sing it. David Bryan on the vocals there, because you have a chance here to start this song, and John can just take some time here again because he's got to prep for these last couple songs. And of course, one of them is going to be Wanted. And then the last song, I think, just like he's been doing, I think it's a good touch. I'll Be There For You. Or maybe Never Say Goodbye every once in a while. Or another rarity that they can find that would be a nice closer. If he can sing that song, This Ain't a Love Song. This Ain't a Love Song. That would be really cool. But, you know, a nice closer right here. A nice closer right here to finish things off. And that's it. That's it. Let me see if I can make this a little smaller so we can see the whole thing. And I just went ahead and add some color here to represent. If it's purple, it means it's kind of a rarity. If it's blue, it's a newer song that most of the fans won't know. And the green are the hits. Look how hit heavy. And look how the hits continue. The first 6 songs, you throw in somewhat of a rarity, and I believe, but some fans will know it. You throw in a new song in Limitless, but the rest, hits that everyone knows. The acoustic set, got 2 hits, you got a rarity, and you got a newer song. Okay? And then you come in after that with a hit. Then you got a rarity, 2 hits in a row. Newer song, hit. Then you got a rarity / newer song, and then you have a hit. Then you have another rarity, and then a couple of hits to close the show. Born to Follow could be considered more of a newer song, but at this point, I don't know. It's a single. These are hits. Have a Nice Day is a kind of a hit. You know, Because We Can was on the radio quite a bit, so it's borderline, but still, a lot of people will know them. But then you're hitting with Living on a Prayer, and then you have boom, 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 boom hits to close the show. This is how I would suggest it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Would you enjoy this set list, at least better than the set list that they played in April, or is this bullshit and you got a much better idea? Let me know. I'm sure I left some songs out that people would love to hear. Absolutely. I Die For You could be in there. There's so many songs. Obviously, it's a huge catalog. And that's why it needs to be fluid, I think, a little more. Can't change it up too much. You want to be comfortable with the set list and know what you're going to play and every night and everything. You can't memorize, a million songs going into the tour. But I think it should be more fluid than it was. And I think this would be a kick-ass set list even now. Let me know what you guys think in that comment section. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe. We'll talk to you later.